afternoon on this sad day, but a celebration of a wonderful man's life. My name is Don Pauly. My wife Krista and I have lived in China South China since I got out of the Army in 1958. We bought a house on the lake in 1960 and we're still there, and I don't know when I get this old, but there I am. I have a special bond with veterans because I'm an Army veteran. Harold and I became acquainted through Deerga Lodge AF and AM in Weeks Mills years ago. We were both past masters of the lodge. And over the years we talked of our Army experiences, and we both had a rather unflattering opinion of General Mark Clark, and there's good reasons for that. I took it upon myself to put veterans, World War II veterans, on the World War II Memorial, and I've done 158 of them, and I'll be doing two more Monday morning. When Bob Dole sent out appeals for his vision of a World War II memorial in Washington, Krista and I and her folks responded right away. Krista's grandparents ran the general store in South China from 1937 to 47, and their son, Krista's uncle Billy Wood, left South China in 43 to enlist in the Marine Corps. He was at Pendleton, California when the 4th Marine Division was formed. He survived the invasion of Kwajalein Atoll, Saipan, Tinian, and was killed 10 days into Iwo Jima. When we became charter members of the World War II Memorial, we were able to enroll Billy on the memorial. Then I was told I could enroll any World War II vet on the site. And as I said, since then I've enrolled 157 World War II vets. And when I was able to actually sit with a veteran, as I did with Harold, some of them had extraordinary stories, and Harold's combat experiences were certainly in that category. I spent a number of days with him and Sarah, and with the help of his DD-214 and personal memories, Harold's battle history culminated in his website, which you can see right here, and a copy of which is here. Now this website is on the web, World Wide Web forever. It's also, you're also able to, any of the grandchildren, the children, to go to the World War II Memorial, which is spectacular in Washington, D.C., and bring it up on the big screen. So it's a marvelous tribute to people of Harold's stature. He spoke, when I was talking, he spoke deeply instilled memories. And a number of times, it was difficult for him to speak because of the thoughts of those buddies who didn't come back. As has been stated, Harold was wounded 3 times, once in Verapro, Italy, then at Naples, and was scheduled to rotate home because of the wounds. He refused and twice treated for his wounds, returned to his unit. And the Rangers were given the job, I'm repeating this, but there's additional stories here. The Rangers were given the job of eliminating actually 2 massive German railway guns. One was a 28 centimeter, and that's 11-inch bore. How many Navy guys here? Look at you. See, Navy guys never knew how to salute. My brother was a Navy guy. my brother was a tin can guy, and I said, "You can't salute." He said, "We're always trying to find a place to hold on to." But the other was a 38 centimeter gun, which is 14-inch. Now the biggest guns on battleships at that time, Second World War, was 16-inch. So you can imagine the havoc these guns were wreaking on the fellas at the beach. The guns were wreaking havoc on the troops at Angio Beachhead, and Harold and a small band of Rangers went behind enemy lines and took out the 28 centimeter gun. Other fellow Rangers went out and took out the 38 centimeter gun. He was wounded again the 3rd time at Anzio, and again, 3 wounds, and you could go home. No holds barred. And he again said, "I will not do that." He refused and wanted to fight all the way up the boot of Italy into France and Germany, as you've read, as you've been told. He certainly was a remarkable young man, and one and all of our veterans salute him. You can Google and search for Colonel William O. Darby to learn firsthand what his Rangers accomplished. A remarkable story. There are a number of YouTube pictorials of them in action. You can actually go see them. Colonel Darby was killed when a German 88 landed in the midst of a conference just 5 days before Germany's unconditional surrender. He was just 35 years old. Harold said the men of Darby's Rangers lost a great leader, and a true friend. Now, the picture I chose to put on his website is, he's got a mustache. And there's a story about that. Colonel Darby began wearing a mustache, so it became a badge of honor for his Rangers to wear mustaches. Now, he was only 19, took him a while to grow it, he said. Some of his Rangers could not grow them, and so they actually painted them on. It was just, they were Rangers, and you know, an airborne Ranger is something else again. About on the par with Marines, and most of my family were Marines, and so I have to put that in. Now, the account of Harold and his Ranger buddies rescuing the Lipizzaner horses has an interesting sidebar. They had to go behind enemy lines into Austria to where the horses were stabled. By then the war was almost over, and everyone knew it, even the German troops knew it. Colonel Reed, who was given the job to do by General George Patton, made contact with senior German officers in the area and explained their mission. They would, believe it or not, were given an armed German escort to the stables outside of Vienna, because the Germans did not want the Russians to take possession of the horses. There the German troops helped them load the horses and safely escorted them back to Allied lines. Harold said the only thing the German troops wanted were handshakes and all the chocolate and American cigarettes they could get. They gave them everything they had. Lastly, you know, I've known Harold for many, many years. There's almost exactly 10 years difference in our lives, in our birthdays. I knew Harold as a soft-spoken, gentle man, and most certainly he was a gentleman as well. And no better tribute than to say that all who knew him considered him a friend. And I can say for myself, rest well in God's arms, Harold.